the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
Well, is it time to radically change our thinking when it comes to cocaine? Colombian President Gustavo Petro would believe maybe it is. He urged his country's Congress to legalize marijuana to curb violence from the cartels, and he's also called for coca leaves to be legalized. He highlighted the multinationalization of drug trafficking, and he advocates for regulation over prohibition, suggesting it would weaken cartel influence and help fight drug trafficking.
Would that affect us in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we deal with the cartels, and there's a lot of things that are going on with that. There's a lot of violence that happens with the cartels, and to take away some of their power, possibly. I know some people have floated this idea. Now, would it just mean that everybody's on cocaine, or could it actually curb the violence and it would be something that the governments could then regulate and prescribe, possibly? Didn't they used to prescribe it once upon a time?
Back in the day, cocaine used to be in Coca-Cola.
Right.
So, I mean, that's insane to me.
Yeah, and it definitely is an upper. I know that, you can chew on the coca leaves and it gives you a nice little pick-me-up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
but I've always heard the debate: just legalize every drug, and then everything would be better. Do you think that would be true, or would everyone just go ham and all of a sudden?
No, I don't think it's entirely true. I think there are some cities that have legalized drugs to some point, and from what I've seen, they're having issues with people that are homeless, people that are on the streets, people that are taking that one zombie drug. Have you seen people that are standing up that are bent over at the waist?
Is that heroin?
I don't even know what it is. I think it's something completely different where they just, they're just kind of zombified.
It looks like they're kind of fighting invisible flies in slow motion.
No, it's like they've fallen asleep and they're just bent at the waist.
Wow.
They're still standing up, but they're just leaning all the way over. I've seen them on some streets.
Well, I mean, if you imagine legalizing heroin, do you think that would become a problem?
Yeah.
I think it would.
Yeah, I think it might. Talking about some of the cartel issues, this might be good news for the Mexican band Grupo Firme. I don't know if you heard, but they had to cancel a show in Tijuana after a severed head and a threatening banner were found at the venue. They also canceled a performance in Mazatlan just to be safe. But yeah, I would think if they found a severed head warning me to not do a performance, I'd be like, you know what? I don't even like music.
My guitar broke and can't find the speakers.
I mean, it's just...
Yeah. And I love playing music, but I would maybe stop at severed head.
Yeah, so, the cartels do cause some problems if you love la música.
But like I was saying, if you legalize everything, does the cartel stop acting a fool and doing all this stuff?
I think the question would be, we've done everything we can to try to stamp down on the cocaine and drug trade. And I don't know if you just let it be a free-for-all, but, possibly putting the regulation into the control of the governments and saying, okay, yeah, it is. You got to have prescriptions and subscriptions and all that kind of stuff to do it. But, maybe we should have the governments more involved so that the cartels don't take over.
I mean, that really is probably the most solid message to receive. Severed head, you go, yeah.
Severed head, yeah.
Got the message.
It worked in The Godfather.
It works.
It works for Mexican boy bands. 43-year-old woman Nativita Auguste got arrested after she did something she should not have in Coral Springs. She stabbed her boyfriend. They were arguing over his reluctance to eat her cooking. They didn't say what it was she made, but it must have been god-awful because he wouldn't eat it and decided to take a 8-inch knife instead. She gashed his forearm when he tried to defend himself. And old Nativita, she's admitting that they were arguing over her cooking, but says that she struck him with a napkin holder instead.
Something tells me this has been building up. It's not just about the cooking.
I think so, yeah. He got some stitches. He was released. He's going to ultimately be okay. But...
Do they stay together or break apart?
No, I think you got to get it.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
Or else you got to get Ideal Nutrition and just have your meals delivered because you can't trust her cooking. 37-year-old Nicole Max was sentenced to 35 years for killing her 79-year-old roommate, Michael Sarasoli, by beating and stabbing him But here's what's crazy and why it's in the Whacked Out News. She tried to destroy DNA evidence by dousing herself in Diet Mountain Dew.
Whoa.
Guess what? It didn't work.
Imagine that.
It's crazy. Yeah, they say in July 2023, firefighters found his body in a burning home at Daytona Beach with blunt force trauma and stab wounds. And they linked her crime through her phone and blood evidence. They found her, she was shoeless at a restaurant hours later, carrying a knife and a hammer. She then gave conflicting statements about her connection to the victim. And then when they took her into custody, she tried to douse herself in the Mountain Dew to get rid of the DNA evidence. But apparently Mountain Dew doesn't get rid of DNA evidence.
I can't believe this brainchild got caught.
Yes, I know, right?
So Are you happy if you're Mountain Dew? Your name's getting out.
No.
No, okay.
No. If it did get rid of DNA, you might get some sales that way. So I think the fact that it fails and doesn't remove DNA, it doesn't do anything for Mountain Dew.
So this is not at all even good press for them.
No, it's not at all. No, I don't think they care about it. There was a wife that caught her half-naked husband in the back of his father's work van with his mistress. I don't know if you've seen the video that has gone viral. It's from England, but it's making its rounds over here in the States. They've been together for 17 years. She has her kids in the car, pulls up alongside the work van, and flings open the back door. His pants are down around his ankles, and the girl that he's with is trying to, in a sense, turn her face away from the wife, and she is not happy.
There you go, look.
We done.
Stephen Warren, back at van.
We're done.
Go on.
We're done.
Go on.
We're done.
Enjoy it. You watch this going all over Facebook in the back of his dad's van. Cheating on me, his wife for 17 years, but last New Year with some fag.
No, it's not right.
No, go on, carry on. You want a show, you can have a show.
All right, so it's over.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
What's over? You and her? This is going on Facebook. You watch.
Put the phone on.
No.
You've got
No.
the phone.
No. No.
The kids are in that car.
So, yeah, exactly. Your kids are in that car. Our kids are in that car.
Can you just put the phone away,
No.
please?
You need to pull your pants up.
I'm confused as when he said it's over, it's done. Is he talking about their marriage or is he talking about his relationship with his mistress? Because apparently they've been together for more than a year.
I don't know, but that sounded real to me.
It looked real too. I mean, you see some and you're like, okay.
Definitely.
That one had the essence of, yeah, this is probably kind of real.
He had that tone of voice. Please, just stop going live. He was trying to be calm.
Yeah.
I
know, right?
I think that was real.
It looked real. One that is not. Have you heard of Patriarchy Hannah? She created popular accounts on social media chronicling her experience as a traditional wife and mother of 14. And this was her whole life, and people were following her, like, oh my gosh, this is so fascinating and interesting. Apparently, it's a fraud.
Oh, imagine that.
She supposedly had a husband named Tony who worked in construction, often talked about the importance of submitting to one's husband. But some online detectives said, wait a minute, there's just some stuff that she does here. It doesn't seem like it's legit. And when they did their investigation, they found out she doesn't have any kids at all. So in response, she went on to X and said, the bottom line is that I am not who I represent myself to be. I never intended for this account to become as big as it did. The post has now been deleted, but she had 25,000 followers watching her life, which was all a complete lie. She was just acting out a part.
I just can't believe people are lying on social media.
I know, right? Isn't it crazy? So crazy. And how about this? If you remember the show Sex and the City, the wedding dress that they had featured on there was a Vera Wang dress, originally priced at about $7,000. Ashley Cano, she's a fan of thrifting, found the exact same dress at a Goodwill in Chicago for only $19. Got it, and now she's going to be reselling it, knowing that the dress is actually worth about $7,000.
You never know what you're going to find in a thrift shop.
Gosh, that's a pretty good little find.
It is.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.